Hello traders and welcome to another video review. Today is Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. Let's find out what's going on the Forex economic calendar today. The main data were released from the UK in form of the climate count change, employment rate, unemployment rate, and average earning index. As you can see, climate count change decreased to 0.9%, which is worse than the forecast of 13.9%. Unemployment rate stays at the expected level, 4.3%, which is more than 4.2% previous level, so it's slightly bigger. And the employment change decreased on the quarterly measure, decreased a little bit more, minus 177,000 is the actual number. German CPI number is the most important number of the London session. CPI is has been raised at the level of 0.5%, which is more than 0.4% previous number, but in line with the forecast of 0.5%. German PPI number jumps from 0.1 to 0.6, beats the expectations of 0.2%. The Spanish CPI, we are still waiting for the Spanish CPI. At 9 o'clock, there is a scheduled data release from the UK as well, labor productivity, and 30 minutes later, we have a speech from the Bank of England MPC member Powell. German sentiment data has scheduled for release at 11 o'clock together with the Eurozone economic sentiment data. The sentiment data are expected to increase slightly, so we will see if there is any increase in the sentiment when the numbers are released. PPI data, the main data from the during the waiting for the release during the New York session, scheduled for release at 2:30, and the PPI are expected to increase from 0.2% to 0.3%. Core PPI is supposed to be stay at 0.2 level. Wholesale sales from Canada are scheduled for release at 2:30. ECB Schnabel will give a speech at 3:15, and the main speech of today from the FOMC chairman Jerome Powell is scheduled for release at 4 p.m. At the end of the day, we will have the API weekly crude oil stock scheduled for release at 10:30. So because of the German data and because of the German CPI data, UK climate count change and labor data, let's take a look first at the euro dollar and then at cable. So euro dollar 30 minutes chart bounced above the trend line, a little bit above the supply zone. Local low was local high was made at 1.0807, but then we just decreased, and now we are just testing this trend line. As you can see, the market is logged between 30 and 100 periods, between 150 periods moving average on a 30-minute chart. So nothing is going on here, as the market awaits the data from the German sentiment data. Let me just make this chart a little bit bigger, and what do we see here for our chart? We got very interesting candlestick pattern here. Look like a pin bearish candle as well. Looks like a it's I just forgot shooting star-ish pin bearish candle here. It's not typical textbook example, but it is definitely bearish. It indicates that the bounce from the level of 1.0725 might have been completed, and now we are just testing the trend line. If we break below, then all of these technical supports might be tested again, and if we bounce from this level, then of course this is not what I wanted to do, and then if we bounce again from this level, then of course 1.0813 might be tested. What I wanted to do is to place this pin bar label somewhere here, so you can see that there is a pin bar. As I said, a little bit of the shooting star, and let me just get this rectangle back on place, because this is our main demand zone. There you go, everything is right on the place. So that's our outlook for the euro dollar. Bullish progression to the upside might be possible on the euro dollar if the German sentiment data beat the expectations. Otherwise, it looks like the market wants to move lower sooner or later. Cable. For our time frame chart of cable, let me just zoom in. There you go. So our scenario works perfectly. We have a breakout above the level of 1.2540. This breakout is valid, and now we are just basically moving higher. The next target is located at the level of 1.2609, 1.2608, 1.2633 is the next one, and the last one is 1.2664. Momentum is strong, momentum is positive, bullish sentiment prevails. So what we need is to change the color of this level 1.2540, because now it is intraday technical support. And let me just place this technical resistance level here. There you go, 1.2567 intraday technical resistance, local high. Any breakout opens the road even higher. So the outlook for the British pound remains bullish as long as we trade above 50 and 100 periods moving average on a 4-hour chart and above the local trend line. We got some data from the Canada, so let's take a look at the Canadian dollar. What is Canadian dollar doing? Not much, basically. There's a perfect example of the market oscillating up and down from the extremely overbought to extremely oversat market conditions. So you might, if someone is still learning this kind of a technical analysis, there you go. This is your textbook example. Let's add just a trend line to this situation here. So what we are going to do is to add this line here, and please notice the fact that make it thicker. There you go. We got the swing high, we got the low, rejected, new low, lower high, and then there is something which looks like a lower low. Yet the market is trending below intraday technical resistance. Let me just make this clear. 1.3702. Right, we are trading below 50 and 100 periods moving average. We just bounced from 1.3632. Nevertheless, the current let's say sentiment is negative, momentum is negative, so we might see the test of this zone here. So because it's important, let's just make it clear that there is a zone here. I will just remove my magnet. And what do we have here? Of course, it will be the demand zone, so everything must be green. And the demand zone is apparently located somewhere between this levels here. But I would like to add one more because it looks important. And this is that high, the high from the April 5th, 2024. So that's the level of 1.3646, and this is the demand zone. Any breakout below the demand zone opens the road towards first 1.3546 and 1.3477. Otherwise, we can still have a breakout higher, way higher, if there is another bounce from the demand zone. Okay, so because of the oil data, let's just take a look at the oil. And as you can see, again, our scenario works almost perfectly. We got this situation here on oil where we got the local low at 76.90. So let me just place the line here, and that will be the technical support line right now. We got the bounce back towards this trend line. If you don't know what this trend line is, let me just zoom out so you can see. This is long-term trend line. There you go. Look at this. Right, so it's a quite of a trend line, right? So if you trade this, you can clearly see that the market is right now testing this trend line, and it is right now let's say moving somewhere around here towards the 79.96, basically $80 per barrel. There's one more level here located at let me just add this line, located at 80.80 as well. So this is pretty nice zone, 80 pips zone. So now the outlook remains bearish, and we need to break back towards this level here, 77, and then we might even break below the black line. Remember, black line is the Fibonacci retracement line, or we can still stay in this in this zone and then move up and down, oscillating between those levels until the directional movement will appear. That's everything from me for today. Thank you very much for watching this analysis, and I hope I see you guys next time. Take care and bye bye.